morning. So it's a little chilly this morning, but good news is the rain stopped. We're here in the KREM parking lot inside this trailer here. There's Hawk Robinson right over there, and he brought all of his goodies. So this is
well, actually a small fraction.
A small fraction. So Hawk, can you kind of tell us what we're looking at here?
All right, so these are implements that help augment tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons and such.
Which, by the way, we both found out that we both played at one point. I played 2 campaigns once. How many did you play?
Far too many.
Many. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this around here so we can see what we're.
So we've got the dice. These help determine random results that happen in life and overcoming different challenges. Whether somebody's strong enough to lift a weight or jump across a chasm, etc. You have little miniatures. These help keep track when you're in complex tactical situations. You can say this person's a few feet away from that person, and it helps you make decisions in complex problem-solving scenarios. These are fuzzy 20-sided dice that the guys at Wheelhouse Workshop, who use role-playing games for therapy as well, Adam Davis and Adam Johns kindly gave me when I was on tour with this trailer during this week.
And actually, this isn't just all fun and games too. I mean, yes, we've been playing around with all of this stuff all morning.
Yeah.
But what's the benefit of having all of this in here? Tell us what this is, what this mobile unit does.
Right. So I'm a registered recreational therapist with Washington State Department of Health. And recreational therapists use different recreational activities to achieve therapeutic and educational goals for clients. Mm-hmm. And one of the recreational activities that I've found really good results with is role-playing gaming. Mm-hmm. And especially social skills development, communication skills, cooperative problem solving. This is an ideal cooperative, non-competitive, verbal activity that everybody's doing a shared narrative together. You have people years later sharing war stories about, remember when we were fighting with those elves against the bad guys? And, oh yeah. And the memory of it is actually clearer than if it had been like a real life scenario. And you and I were talking earlier about the amygdala and the hippocampus. Because it's a safe setting and it's verbal dialogue, everybody's kind of on the same page more. And then so that cooperativeness tends to have less disruption and tension. If you see an accident on the streets, 10 witnesses have 10 different versions of what happened. But because this is a verbal dialogue and a safe environment, everybody's on the same page. And that cooperative nature and the social skills and problem solving and lighting up all those parts of the brain help with neuroplasticity and learning and skills development and just feeling safe, overcoming anxiety. I've had people with social phobias start with computer games, transition to tabletop, eventually do live action or go to other games, overcoming their social phobias step by step through a safe environment like a role-playing game.
Which is interesting because I've never seen something like this before, especially in a mobile unit. So I'm going to take you guys out here really quickly. So yeah, it is wheelchair friendly.
As far as I know, I'm the only one.
Yeah, which is great. And he paid for all of this out of pocket. I'm sorry, the sun is a little bright, so it might be kind of hard for you guys to see right now, but here's the wheelchair ramp. And yes, this is wheelchair friendly, so it is really catering to a lot of folks with a lot of different disabilities. And can you kind of tell us about that too?
Right, so a lot of times I've been driving my SUV around taking these out to different facilities, but there's always facilities issues, and more rural areas don't have any facilities. They don't have anybody providing services, and so this will make it so I can afford to go out on the road more and bring it to places in rural locations where people may have mobility problems or financial issues and aren't where there are services, bring the services to them, and in a comfortable, safe environment, pull up right to their house or in a nearby parking lot and have these great activities to help them therapeutically and educationally. Mm-hmm. And before I was going to pay all these hotel costs and facilities costs. This will actually make it less expensive, monthly at least, than what I've been doing. And that means I'll be able to go to more people and help more people this way.
Wow, gosh. And one thing too I should really mention quickly is all of these instruments. How many did you say you play?
I play over 20 instruments.
Over 20,
but I have
you
like
master
50.
all of them.
No, I'm not a master of all of them, but I play.
I think you're a master of all of them. You played them all for me, and you're pretty dang good
Guitar,
there,
keyboard,
Hawk.
and flute.
This is so neat. I just have to point this out really quickly.
The Rolly Rise is awesome.
And how is this therapeutic? I mean, I wish you guys could.
It feels good.
Yeah,
so,
seriously.
With music in general, depending on what you do, it alters your neural pathways and affects your brain waves. And so you can engage different brain waves for relaxation or focus or getting more energy if you're struggling with energy and motivation. And this particular keyboard's different. So here's a normal keyboard type. This is different with these wave keys because it's like a cross between a keyboard and a stringed instrument. See, on a stringed instrument, I can bend the notes, and I have a chord and bend those notes for a certain effect that you can't do with a keyboard. You can sometimes do one wheel, but it's not the same. This, you can bend any part of it however you want. I could be bending this and sliding here and doing a key here, a chord here, etc. So it opens up it's a hybrid instrument between a keyboard and a string instrument. Very powerful. It just came out this year, and I've been creating all kinds of music with it as synthetic zen.
So what I think it's just phenomenal that you paid for all of this out of pocket.
Yeah, and there's a lot more at home.
There's a lot more at home, so you've got some more drums here, so that way, if you're not into, the tabletop role playing, or anything
drum
else,
circles and
you could,
such.
You could play the drums and the keyboard here. And Hawk makes all of his own music. He was playing some for us a little earlier today. Yeah. And what's interesting though is that, how many folks do you serve right now? Not that many.
Right this minute, yeah, because I'm limited because it's all out of my own pocket and I'm juggling school and full-time single father and all that. So it's 1 or 2 groups a week is about what I can do right now. I'm trying to train up more people, get volunteers who are willing to help do this thing, get to more people. And then just, monetary limit. But at least I'm able to help that many. I'm hoping over time to expand that and grow that to help more people and farther out geographically.
So if people want to help you, how can they get involved?
I have a GoFundMe. So this is a prototype trailer. It's not perfect, but it's close to what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to build a custom-built wheelchair-friendly trailer. This will seat 3 or 4 wheelchairs or 8 people not in wheelchairs. The custom-built one will seat 6 to 8 wheelchairs. It's just laid out a little differently, but there's a long process I have to go through, and it's a lot more expensive. So there's a GoFundMe at gofundme.com/RPG trailer towards building that ideal trailer. This one's out of my own pocket since it's just a prototype. And then I have a Patreon, which is for monthly donations that'll pay for me to go do more groups per week, help add to some of the research projects. I'll do a podcast and such to keep people up to date. Patreon members will have exclusive access. So that's patreon.com/RPG research. And so those are different ways people help, besides volunteering too. I'm taking volunteers. I have a training certification program I've been developing. Novice Mental Health and other people ask me to come out and train their interdisciplinary professionals, recreation therapists, psychologists, etc., in using these different activities to achieve goals for their clients. For example, transition for drug rehab and such.
This is too cool, and I know you and I were playing around with all of these things all morning long. How many? Like 4 hours. Yeah. Now, also, quick to mention that these are some of the most comfortable seats I have ever.
Everybody says that. They're like, this is so comfortable. Yeah. But as you see, they fold up out of the way too.
Yeah.
And make room for wheelchairs.
For the wheelchairs. And the table too, we were thinking of, you were mentioning having this.
So as I said, it's a prototype. This is just a Costco table. My son and I are going to be building supports along the ceiling here and have ceiling-mounted tables that come down so that the legs are clear for the wheelchairs.
Very
and there'll
nice.
be 2 of them, so 1 for a smaller group, 2 for a larger group, as well as an extension for the ramp so I can get electric wheelchairs and scooters in here as well. For now, this will only handle the manual wheelchairs, and I can bring them in and out. But over time, I'll have an extender ramp, and then that'll really add to it. The ideal trailer will have an ADA bathroom and ADA side door, which will be even better.
But we need help for the funding for that now. So if anyone wants to help out, we have a link to his website and his GoFundMe page on our website at KREM2.com. So yeah, you can go check it out there. And Hawk, play us out.
Okay.
Show off some skills as we. This is cool. He's awesome.